Are my judges ready?
Yep.
In the summer of 1996, after 35 radiation treatments, 3 rounds of chemo, and 3 times of being diagnosed with breast cancer, being in remission 2 times, Kathy Newby lost her life due to breast cancer. You may ask, why does this mean so much to me? Who is Kathy Newby? Kathy Newby is my grandmother, and this project means so much to me because I never got to meet my grandma. And I would like to give other people or children, a little boy, their opportunity to meet their grandmother someday. Good afternoon. My name is Waylon Woolsey, and I'm here to tell you about my project, Pulling for a Cure. I've done my research on the standardized ways of treatment, such as chemo and radiation, and also the natural ways of treatment, such as prayer treatment. Just a few statistics. Women from the age of 45 to 54 have the highest chance of receiving breast cancer at 28%. Women from the age of 20 to 34 have a 1% chance of getting invasive breast cancer. And women that are 85 years or older only have a 2% chance of getting invasive breast cancer. 61 is the median age for breast cancer. 1.3 million women die in the U.S. per year. One out of 4,566 of these women will die from invasive breast cancer. A little bit of history on breast cancer. It has been around as long as the human race has been around and has actually been dated back to 1600 BC in Egypt. There are a few different causes for breast cancer. One is physical injury, as bumping the breast, falling on the breast, or even in some cases when breastfeeding, the children biting it. And then blockages of the lymph glands, which is caused by curdled milk left in the milk ducts while breastfeeding. There are a few different historic treatments of breast cancer. One is prayer. In 1600 BC in Egypt, they would pray up to 13 different gods to try to heal breast cancer. They also used opium and arsenic. They would rub opium on the breast and then try actually burning the breast off with fire. In the mid-18th century is when surgery and chemo and radiation first became popular, and not only in the U.S., but all over the world. There are 101 medical schools that incorporate prayer and religion into your treatment plan. Like at OMC, in West Plains, they ask very specifically, what is your belief in God? Do you believe in God? Do you want us to incorporate prayer on your treatment plan? And they do a very good job of actually doing that, incorporating it. And chemotherapy is used to kill the cancer cells with very strong medicines. Chemotherapy is usually followed up by a surgery, but chemotherapy is used to shrink the larger tumors. It doesn't actually completely eliminate the tumor if it's over a certain size. It will if it's small enough. Surgery is not always required after chemotherapy, but in some cases it can just be used by itself if the tumor is small enough. Chemotherapy also costs around $10,000 per treatment. My grandma, Kathy, had breast cancer 3 times. The first time they removed the tumor and no treatment. The second and third time she underwent chemotherapy, she had her breast completely removed. Radiation therapy is the use of ultraviolet rays or X-rays to actually burn the tumor out of the breast. Just like chemotherapy, radiation is usually followed up by a surgical procedure. That way they are for sure that they got it all. Radiation therapy is very quick and only takes a minute or 2, but needs to be done 5 days a week for 6 to 7 weeks in very small doses because the ultraviolet rays from the radiation is very, very harmful to the body. Just like chemotherapy, radiation therapy also has its side effects, such as tiredness, skin irritation, dry skin, fatigue. Although the skin usually heals after radiation is completed, but not in all cases. Radiation therapy costs around $10,000, which is pretty close to the same amount as chemotherapy. And my grandma Kathy underwent 35 radiation treatments during her second encounter with breast cancer. This radiation therapy caused permanent damage to the skin from the burns. Why I decided to do my project was, being the natural born salesman that I am, I decided to manufacture a trailer and sell raffle tickets for. I met with Miss Carol Silvey from West Plains, the OMC Foundation in West Plains, and found out that there was a fund that actually helps breast cancer patients here in Howard County if they need gas money to go to treatment, or if they need money to help with food, or it's not actually for the cure of breast cancer, but it's to help the women that need financial help to actually get the treatment done. This is how the plan that I developed, that I would raise money for breast cancer. Given the odds that 1 in 8 women will get invasive breast cancer in their lifetime, this money could go to help someone that I know or that you may know. In fact, since I began this project, my Aunt Brenda was diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer. I decided to use the skills that I already had to build the trailer to make that me and my grandma both could be proud of. This is my product before. There was much thought that went into building this trailer before I started, as I had built 3 trailers before, but every one of those had their problems, and I wanted this trailer to be perfect since it was going to be seen by a lot of the public. It wasn't just for somebody that I knew, it was for the whole community to see and be proud of. One of our trailers would actually bend when you push on one corner of it. One, the tailgate didn't latch right, and one, it didn't really pull straight down the road. So I wanted to make sure that they were this one was perfect. Starting out was kind of stressful because I had a pile of metal laying on the floor, and I gave myself a very strict deadline to get it done. I gave myself 2 to 3 weeks to get it done so I could have it in the homecoming parade or here in town. That way I could show it to the community and start selling tickets on it and start raising money as soon as possible. The first day, I remember I walked in the shop and seen that big pile of metal laying on the floor, and I thought, I'm not going to get this done in time. This is my product Deering. We built most of the trailer upside down, as the cross braces and the tongue and all of that. This is my product after, and this is where the real work started. I started selling raffle tickets, and I went to Summersville, Mountain View, Willow, Houston, Mountain Grove, and West Plains. And every weekend I was taking the trailer somewhere selling raffle tickets for it. I prepared a speech to give in front of the whole gym at the Hoop Queen game, basketball games, where I decided to give it away. And I was not expecting that many people to be there. The gym was packed, and I also created a Facebook page, which you can see right down there on my trifold. And this is kind of how I would reach to not all of my family members live here. My grandma Kathy was from Oregon, and we were friends with them on Facebook. We added them to the page, and that's how we reached all across the United States and even into Canada. I sold 6 tickets in Canada, and around 13 or 14 tickets in Texas, and 16 tickets in Oregon. My challenges were, my main one was the trailer actually broke. We had it down at the homecoming parade. We was in a hurry building it, and I had forgot to weld on the underneath side the smallest little bead, and about 10 kids went and jumped on the front of it to get on the trailer. We was all gung-ho, ready to get in the parade, and the hitch came detached from the tongue, bent it down, and we actually I spent all day or all night that night pretty well trying to fix it, because we were supposed to have it at a football game the next day. And then public speaking, I'm not a very good public speaker, never claimed to be, but I gave it my all, and I feel like I've overcome both of these challenges. And in conclusion, this is the hardest fight of their lives. In survivorship, it is a very sweet victory. Over the years, there's been many types of treatment for breast cancer, from actually trying to burn the breast off with fire, and now to trying to burn the tumor away with radiation. There are many natural ways as well, such as prayer treatments, which I think are very, very helpful in fighting for breast cancer, because if your mind's not right, the survivorship is not a very sweet victory. Thank you. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How did you raise the money to build the trailer?
I actually had, I went around to where we had got the materials before, And like Westgate Trailers donated a lot of materials such as the hitch, the lug nuts, the axle, or not the axle, but a lot of the accessories that went on it, not the actual metal to the trailer. Pipes Plus did donate some of the metal to the trailer. And we got a bunch of donations, and then I paid for $496 of it out of my own pocket, which is just part of it.
Well, first, how's your Aunt Kathy since she was diagnosed with breast cancer?
She is not doing so.
Not Kathy, I'm sorry, Brenda. So you never met your grandmother.
No, ma'am.
So how did this idea, was it your parent or?
Yes, I've always been told that I act just like my grandma Kathy, look just like her, and in a way that kind of hurts me because I never did get to meet her.
Okay.
Yes.
You said you sold tickets in Canada.
Yes.
Did you ever think how you were going to get the trailer up there if someone won?
Yes, I had thought about that, and I told them that I would meet them halfway, and I'm glad they didn't. Yes, sir.
How much money did your senior project give to that charity?
$3,020.
Wow.
Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What are your plans for next year?
I plan on to start work at Kirkman Farms in Summersville, and then in June intend to auctioneer school in St. Louis.
Any future fundraising plans for?
I would really like to do another trailer. This was a lot of fun getting to go out in the community and sell tickets and see everybody and hear stories like yours that have actually met my grandmother. And I really had a ball with this project. Thank you.